welcome to the Nexus. Today we're going to do issue 11 of our Dalek build. Let's get going.
Exterminate!
Okay, so as you can see, we have it right here, and it's a tiny box. So we're going to have a look through the magazine. We will need our dome, and we're going to need our test board as well. So let's get through the magazine first. Okay, so here we go. We are going to have a look through Adventures in Time. I don't know how much we're going to go through this, but it's the Survivors episode that we're going to look at. Season 1, episode 6, 1963. That episode came out. No poster. It's the first magazine we haven't got a poster. And the pages have definitely gotten less. Let me I know it might not seem it, but I always like to do this. So we've only got 11 pages. This one from number 3 we have 15. It's worth pointing that out. Maybe people are interested. It's always interesting to see why maybe they've cut the pages down. No idea. Anyway, the Survivors. Once again, it's going to go through the episode where bit by bit and a bit behind the scenes there about the Daleks, which is nice. Then we come on to Davros Part 2. So more about Davros's character there. And then obviously we get on. So as you can see, we get the motor. This will secure the springing. I know lots of people had problems with their spring. This actually solves the problem. So let's get going. Okay, so let's just take a little look and see what we get. And we get an extension cable just there, and we get 3 little we've got AP screws. This is the motor, so there's the motor there, and there is something that we got to do and something we cannot do, which I know some people will, okay, but we literally can't do it. Okay, I can't stress that enough. Okay, so this is what we've got. The first bit we're going to do is we've got this housing just here, and we're going to put that into the Dalek head. So we're going to move all this out of the way, bring over the head, turn it up like that, and we're going to stick this. It's going to sit right, hang on a second. Okay, so there's a smaller section and a much larger one that side. The larger one goes towards that way, and the smaller hole obviously towards the eye stalk. We're going to use AP screws. We're going to use 4 of them. So I'm going to get those 4 out like that. I'm going to grab me trusty screwdriver that we were supplied with, because you know. So there goes the first one. We're going to do front and back first. There's that one, and then that one. Always try and do this on a soft surface. This is why I have this beautiful mat that was supplied to me from Part Work Upgrades, which is not around anymore, which is a shame because they did some wonderful stuff. Okay, so we've done those 4 there. This is the last one's got to go in. Hang on a second. Like that. Okay, so the 4 of them are in place. I need to turn the page quick. Okay, so you do actually have to do something here. So we're going to have to test the motor and the extra cable. So we've got it's got A written on that. I don't know if you can make that out. It does say A on it. We're going to stick it into the smaller socket, which is here. making sure we don't damage the pins, which goes in like that. We're then going to take out the... Now the best way to do it is to wiggle it and to hold it at the plastic end. Whenever pulling out any of this sort of stuff, always hold it at the plastic, never the wires, and squeeze and pull, and it pops out. You can always wiggle it a little bit, just a little bit. Right, anyway, you've got G, so that's going to go in here. So this might actually be going into the build. That's weird. Normally I would have thought it'd be something else, but it's got a G on it, which means it must go into the build at some point. Anyway, we're going to stick this one in here like that. We grab this and we put it on, and as you can see, it's turning around slowly. Can you see that? There we go. So that works. So now what we need to do is turn it off, unplug this. So once again, wiggle, wiggle. I'm going to stick it back into the test board because it's always good to keep it on there. Now, it says to take this wire off. Now, I'm not going to because I've got a funny feeling this is attached to it anyway. Why would... I don't know why they would need an extension for it, but anyway, it's asked us to detach it. I was going to leave it on, but I thought no. Put this safe because we're not using that again. Okay. So we now know the motor works. Okay, so what we need to do now is position that. So it needs to be sat like that. When it comes to put it into the dome, it needs to be sat at this angle. If it's this way, it can be turned around. In fact, I might turn it around just so we know. So we want it so it goes round, and then we're going to stop it just there like that. So it needs to be sat like that. It's best if it's sat that way. Now once again, grab the plastic here and just pull. I'm going to leave that like that for now. Anyway, so we've done that. Now I'm going to show you closer how this goes in, but it does go in sort of like that. And the spring has come out, but this will secure that spring in, as you can see. So let me just go closer and I'll show you. Okay, so I'm on the handheld and it's going to sit in like that, all the way in like this. Oh, sorry. So it goes all the way in because it can go out the other side, as you can see. And we're going to sit it in to this housing, sort of like this. Hang on a second. So yeah, so we're just going to maneuver it so it sits into this little gap here. Okay, so all the way through, and then I'm just going to push this down just like that. We then got the cover, so the cover is going to sit, if we push that down like that, that's it, just like that. Now I have got it that way, it can go in the other way, but in doing so it's pushing down on the spring. So there, I've done it that way because then the spring isn't going anywhere. As you can see, I've sort of just held it there. But yeah, look, I'll take it out again and show you. So it goes in like that. So that's the fat side. This is the thin side. It goes in the thin side. So it goes all the way through like that. And then just pushes down. And we'll push it all the way down like that. And then that should stay there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this clip on. Just here. Making sure it all sits perfectly, making sure the wires come out down that section as well, as you can see. I'm just going to put the cap on, and then I'm going to screw it in with 4 AP screws. Okay, so I have shown what's going on here. So yeah, I just need to push this down, put the cap on, making sure it's the right way round. So you've got a big block end and the circle. You want the circle around that bit like that. And then once we start screwing in these here, like that. Now, oh, it is telling us not to do something. I cannot stress this enough. Do not move it now. So it's saying, it does say in, it should really say it in bold letters, but it's telling us not to test it. We've just tested the motor, and like me, you probably want to now test that the eye stalk moves up and down. And it says here, I will explain why. So that is now fixed in, and the eye stalk is now looking down. Sorry about that. So that is now obviously fixed in. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that is now like that. As you can see, it's now downwards, but it's solid, and the spring isn't definitely going to come out now. So, like I said, do not. It says do not test the motor at this stage. It will not function correctly and will or may cause damage. You have been warned. So we tested that beforehand, as you know. What we also might do, I might take this down as well, just so it doesn't get muddled up, because we are doing the circuit board next time, and I think these are all getting plugged into it. Spoiler alert. So that is it. So it says do not test the motor at this stage. We've already tested it, so you shouldn't need to test it again. It will not function correctly and may or will cause damage. You have been warned not to test the motor like this. If you do, that is on you, and if you damage it, that is on you as well. Have to get a little bit harsh on that one. So it is the way it is. Like I said, I've left it that way, so this is down and the spring is in there. It's not going to move, and it's not going to come out because the motor holds in, which is brilliant. And it's looking good. A little bit today, there weren't too much in this issue, but yes, and that's where we are. So lovely. We'll have a look at issue 12 in just a minute. I won't be doing any shout outs in this video. I'll do them on the next one, so keep them coming in, people. I'll pick some to message out. I've already answered some of the questions in this video, but also in previous ones, so it's worth checking out the rest of the videos if you've got a question you want to answer. I will pick obviously all of them. I want to do all of them, but if there's too many, I will sort of shorten them down, and I'll do it at the end of the next video. So what comes in issue 12? So there we go, issue 12. All we do is we put that in. These two bits get put together in issue 13, and this is what we're doing in the next one. So we're just going to screw this in and plug in the bits that we got. Nice quick video, so that's why I'm saving the comments to the next video to bulk it out a bit. Yeah, the magazine's a lot smaller. It's at least 4 pages less. Is it 4? Yeah, 4 pages less in this one than the previous issues. I don't know why, and it's the first. I like the posters that they've been put in, but it's the first one with no poster. I know it's a little thing. I know. Anyway, yes, please do not test the motor. You will break or damage something, and like I said, that's on you. So I know the temptation is there. It's really there. I want to test it. I want to see the eye stalk moving, but I don't want to damage it as well. At the end of this one, obviously, we have this spare wire, which I'm just going to pull off now. So we need to put that safe somewhere. And the battery box and the tester I'm putting back together, so we know where they are. But they all need to be kept safe now. And put somewhere so they're kept safe, as it was. Anyway, that's what's coming in issue 12. Not a lot to do. Like I said, I will do the shout out, so keep the comments coming in. So the last 3 issues, this will be the 4th one. I will then cover what people have commented on the previous videos in the next one, because we're not doing a lot in the next one, and it'll be after what we've built. I did do a poll on the channel asking when they wanted the comments to be shouted out. Originally, I used to do them before we done any of the build, but people prefer them at the end, so that's why we're going for at the end. But slow and steady is what we're doing now for the next couple of issues. We are going to be bulking out the underside of this, so yeah, it is what it is, and it's coming along really nicely. Once again, let us know in the comments what you want to know. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click like, subscribe, thumbs up. It's always worth checking out the other videos and all the other stuff that I do on the channel, but checking out the other videos. I also done a preview video as well, which shows you up to issue 23, so you can have a look and see what comes up in issue 23. Once we get close to issue 23, I will then do another video showing what we know what's coming in the next couple of issues. So you already know, you should know what's coming in the next couple of issues already, but check out that video anyway. But anyway, I've been Kev, thank you for watching, and as always, we'll see you at the next video. But until then, see you later, guys.
Tune into the channel, Nexus is the name. All the hardest content, you'll never be the same. Laughs and thrills, excitement,